Although really excited to get on the Rude guest hotline. Rude makes the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. And talk to Mr. Jim Smith, the head athletic director at my alma mater, the University of Maryland. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Hey, thanks, JP. Great. I'm doing great. Everybody in Turfsville should be doing great right now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We got an undefeated football team. Basketball season is about to start up. I want to start just by saying, as an alum of the school, I love what I follow you on Instagram. It seems like you just have boundless energy, and you're doing everything you can just to build the Terps back up.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. There's a lot to do in this job, and I'm loving every second of it. And interacting with folks like you guys just gives me more energy. And being around these student athletes, and legitimately being around the student athletes and seeing how committed they are to Maryland only makes me want to make sure everybody in the DMV knows how good the University of Maryland athletic program is.
Well, Jim,
that's why I'm out there all the time. That's why I'm representing you as an alum, everybody who lives in the state of Maryland, everybody on this campus, every student athlete who plays here, and that's why I do it.
Well, I didn't go to Maryland, but I paid a lot of money to Maryland. My daughter went to Maryland, and believe me, every time they win, I get a phone call because she is hyped because the school's out there winning and playing well on the football field.
Well, and she should be. And did she graduate, or is she still here now? Right?
Now she graduated. Oh Lord, she's now married with a kid now. So 31. So she graduated probably 7-8 years ago. She cheered there while she was there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And look, that's one of the great things about I've seen in my 3 home games here. The student turnout has been exceptional, and that really leads to long-term fan creation and creating a great environment for them. They've been great. They create the energy in the building, and it matters. The student athletes, they notice. The football players notice when the fans are there, when the students are there, because they bring great energy. And I think. The upside is we get a week to rest. The downside is we got to wait a week to play again, because after coming out of Wisconsin, I think everybody is just fired up about this football team.
Well, I loved that the Wisconsin game's on national TV. It's on NBC. Everybody's watching it, and I loved how good Malik looked. How exciting is it to have a true freshman quarterback go to a really hostile environment at Camp Randall Stadium and play like that? Like, what was I assume you were there. What was the vibe like at Camp Randall when Malik's just throwing darts?
It was great if you're a Maryland fan. Not so good if you're a Badger fan.
Sure.
I mean, when you look at the comparison of the quarterbacks on the field, and you say, "Wow, that kid's a true freshman." Fourth college game, first game in the Big Ten on the road in a really tough place to play. And he looks super mature. He looks like he's been there before. And I think really think about this as well. I was walking off the field after the game, and I look back, and NBC is doing an interview with Malik in his 4th game of his college career. And that tells you a lot about how, where our program is, how far we've come in a really short period of time. A credit to Coach Loxley and Pep on the offensive side of the ball, and how quickly they've developed Malik into a great quarterback, but also don't overlook our defense and our special teams. This is a really well-rounded football team, and and I think we showed it in Wisconsin, and I think you're going to see that consistently throughout the year.
Certainly. What do you think that crowd will be like next Saturday at Byrd? I'm hoping
it should be really good. It's Parents Weekend, so we get a nice lift from all the parents being on here. We're riding the momentum. We're beating the drum as loud as we possibly can to get as many people out to the game. But we started a little late when we got here. I started late, so Joe LeBou is doing a really good job building up our fan base again in our marketing program. And I think we're going to have a really good crowd. But the more you can tell people about it, the better we're going to be. The energy is going to be good. The team. The other thing is that if you guys watch the game, this team plays really hard. That's the other thing. They're intense, and I think you're going to see that every week. So they're worthy of just the intensity that they bring to the game to come out and watch in person.
We were talking with Maryland Athletic Director Jim Smith. So, Jim, I got to confess, I went to college with Joe Boo. I've known him a long time. I would always see him down in Charlotte when he was running the Panthers. I was so happy by that hire. His energy and love for Maryland is so real. But, dude, I want to ask you this, and I'm asking this as an alum. I love the school, but I also recognize things haven't always been the best there. You were at Ohio State. Prior to that, you were in the NFL with the Falcons, Major League Baseball with the Braves, one of the best-run organizations in sports. What made you want to come to Maryland and try to get so many different things back on track?
It's a great academic institution, right? So you're working from a base that is really solid to recruit from. Two, and maybe even more important than one, you're in the DMV, right? This is a hotbed for high school talent, and everyone knows it. Big market, major market. So those are big things. And then when you really look at huge upside here at Maryland, just an unbelievable amount of untapped potential in football, in men's and women's basketball, in all our sports, even though both men's and women's basketball have won national championships, right? And soccer's won national championships. We've won national championships here, but I think we can do even better going forward. And it was really exciting. And the last piece of the equation for any successful athletic director, it doesn't matter where you are in this country, you have to have a supportive president. And after spending time with President Pines, I knew the ingredients were here to be successful. And now it's just a matter of, how long is it going to take for us to get there consistently?
I'm like, you've been around college football, I'm sure, for a long time. And this NIL thing, how much has that changed it? And are you ready to deal with all of that?
I'm definitely ready to deal with it. If you don't get into this job if you're not ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's constantly changing, right? And I think that's part of coming from the outside. Actually, I think it's the one thing that really helps me is that when you've worked in different environments, you have to be adaptable, and you have to be able to be creative in how you're going to put your NIL together. In our case, and how that might change in 6 months, and how you're going to adapt again when it changes. If you keep sitting back and waiting for someone to give you the answer, you're going to get left behind. So we're going to go out and create our own answers here at Maryland. We're going to keep we're going to do our absolute best to keep our best talent in state, our best talent on our roster, and build this going forward, and making sure Coach Locke has all the resources from a football perspective, and Coach Buzz and Brenda have all the resources from a basketball perspective to be a consistent competitor at the high end of the Big Ten and in the NCAA.
Don't forget about my boy Swope either. Get the dirty Terps, the baseball teams.
Well, it's all. I'm hitting the highlights for your audience.
I'm just messing with you.
But look, I say we're going to win in football and field hockey. We're going to win in baseball and softball. We're going to win in lacrosse and in all soccer. We're going to win in them all. And I'm confident we can do that. We're not going to win them all every year, but we're going to win, and we're going to continue to win. We're going to keep our top programs already there, and we're going to keep elevating all our programs to be at the top of the Big Ten.
I love that, and I think we've got the best lacrosse coach in the country in Tills. Jim, I got an idea for you. I don't know if you're ready for this.
You bet.
You worked in Atlanta for a long time. You worked with Arthur Blank for a long time.
Yes, sir.
A quick Google search reveals that Arthur Blank went to Babson College in Massachusetts. I don't think Babson is a big-time sports program. Let's get Arthur Blank with the Terps. Let's get Mr. Blank involved.
Donate that money there.
There's some cash, baby.
I love it, but I think we've got two great football owners here in the DMV that I'd love to get involved, and one has been great to the University of Maryland. So we're really fortunate to have two great football owners right here. I don't know if they want Arthur coming into their backyard taking over Maryland. That's for sure.
That's true. Bashadi's been great. Let's next time I see Harris and Rails and I'll be sure they're kicking some cash to College Park too. I'll do
Rails almost played in Maryland.
Yeah. Actually, Jim, do you know that Mitch Rails has a great story about almost playing at the University of Maryland?
No, what's the story?
Well, when you see him, meet him, whatever, you should ask. But basically, he played. I think he's a pretty big guy.
He was like a linebacker, and they offered him and another guy that was a lot bigger than him, and he said a little bit more athletic, and he was like, well, I'm not going to make it over here.
I think he said he went for his tryout, and it was like, I don't think I'm getting this spot.
Yeah.
But I believe Mitch played at Walt Whitman High School, and was a pretty serious player. All right, so I'm a Terp. I'm a proud Terp. How can I help? How can the alumni help here? You got to pack the stadium against the Huskies. Hoop season's right around the corner. Buzz and Brenda, I'm excited for. What? I'm not going to ask what Maryland can do for me. I'm going to ask what I can do for Maryland.
Hey, JP, great question. First, if you get tired of doing radio, I think you'd be a great fundraiser for us. So let me know if you're, or if you want to moonlight a little bit. There would definitely be an opportunity for you as part of the Terps family here. But hey, look, it is really important for all of our alum and all of Maryland just to rally around our athletic program, and that means hey, watch, listen, attend. Right, those are the things that you can do, and then donate. Those are the ways that every fan in Maryland can support their flagship university, right? And there's no amount too small because everything makes a difference in today's world with NIL and all the opportunities that we want to provide to all our student athletes. So those are the things. And then my last piece is, and I know this is really hard, and I don't have the scar tissue of the past that other people do, but it's to stay positive, right? These student athletes go and fight every day for Maryland. Remember, they wear Maryland on their jersey. They wear Maryland on their uniform. They're representing us every single day, and I just want us to support them in their journey as both a collegiate student athlete and then potentially on to become a professional student athlete or a professional athlete. So. That's my ask of all of Maryland, and I appreciate the opportunity to be with you guys today.
Appreciate it, man.
You can come on anytime. So a couple things for you. I know a lot of folks over in that athletic department. I know how many good people you have working for you, folks on the NIL side, on the sales side, a lot of great people. I'm so excited you hired Joe Boo. I really think this is going to be a great time for Maryland. You got great coaches in place. And let me add this. When I was just joking about Arthur Blank, all right? I got a text.
No, he wasn't.
Well, you'll laugh at this, B. Somebody's listening because I got a text from somebody involved in Commanders ownership just now said, "Don't promote Arthur Blank. We are right here."
Mitchell Rails.
No, we're not naming names. We're not naming names.
I'll tell you the other one.
Remember, JP, that was you. That wasn't me. That was you.
Jim, anything I can do? You want me to voice something? Anything? And you just ask, have Jason text me, whatever we can do, man. It's an exciting day in College Park, man. Thank you very much for the time.
Hey, JP and Brian, really appreciate the time to be with you today. Thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Maryland Athletic Director Jim Smith right there, and an elite Instagram follow. This dude is everywhere, man. SVP said it on his podcast. I don't know when this guy sleeps because he has approached this new job with just a
you gotta
ton
go
of energy.
dive in head first, man, if you want to make it go.
I love it.